which premiered tonight on Vice. I found it on the internet. It's the first full episode of Dark Side of the Ring I've seen of this season. They did use my footage in numerous episodes this season, some of my footage, including this. They used some audio and some video. I wish they had used me as an expert on Billy Jack Haynes for this, because I was Billy's closest wrestler friend at the time he went to jail. It's really too bad because I could have given him perspective. Let's take a look at who they did use. The Grappler, he hated the Grappler, but I admit the Grappler was a good choice to be in there. Bill Alfonso, I've never heard him ever mention Bill Alfonso ever. The Cuban assassin Fidel Sierra. The only time I ever heard him mention Fidel Sierra was the story about Blackjack Mulligan beating Fidel Sierra up so bad when he was doing an angel gimmick that the whole angel outfit was stained in blood. And Ken Patera was Billy Jack Haynes' tag team partner in WWE. I could see how he's fitting, but there was other people in this that I don't even remember. Some of these, they were lower level people. Rip Oliver's son. I mean, I can understand him being in there. But I think I could have added something, because for the past 3 or 4 years before he died, I don't think there was a week that went by that he didn't call me. And he actually called me on the day that he killed his wife and talked to me right up until the point that his wife got killed. I know the whole backstory on it. I was interviewed by the lawyer. I also talked to the cops related to the whole story. I was that familiar with the case. I also stayed in communication with him during the first part of his stay in jail. I've stopped talking to him as much. I've heard his health hasn't been as good lately, but I was also kind of offended because apparently originally he was going to do an interview with me from jail for $900, which is a lot for a YouTube interview. And then I guess, according to what the messenger said, Darkseid paid him $2,500. And then after that, he felt he was worth $2,500. He wouldn't go under that, but that's a whole TV show company. Do I think he has a good lawyer letting him do this interview? I don't think so. I mean, the lawyer seemed to indicate to me that he didn't want the lawyer talking, but he talked. I know the lawyer and his cellmate's sister helped him arrange the dark side. From what I understand, almost as soon as he went in jail, he wanted to do the whole Dark Side of the Ring interview. And here's my perspective of the whole situation with his wife, from what I recall. He first of all, his addiction the whole time I knew him was painkillers. He was telling me he was having a opiate addiction that he was battling on and off with. He ended up meeting this woman. I guess he'd known her for a long time. It was a friend of his mother that was like 15, 20 years older than him. She had dementia, but she helped him take opiates less. Did he actually love her? Yes, I believe he loved her. Is he in the right place locked up right now? I do believe he is in the right place locked up right now. Because I do believe, based on the fact that he did love this woman and killed her, that he could be a danger of society. The fact that he was able to get his hands on a gun to commit this does show me that he's a danger to the society. Leading up to the killing, which they didn't touch on in this, is they had a pet guinea pig that they treated like a dog. It slept with them. They fed it like a dog. And shortly before he killed his wife, Billy had told me he accidentally fed the guinea pig too much. They called the guinea pig the Toddster. You know how Hulk Hogan was the Hulkster? Well, the guinea pig's name was Todd. They called it the Toddster, and they sure loved this guinea pig. And supposedly Billy Jack overfed the guinea pig, and the guinea pig passed away. This, as silly as it might sound to some people, this was like a beloved family pet, and it upset them both and caused tension. There was definitely tension in the house leading up to this, and some weird stuff going on. But I'm not going to get into that too much. As far as some people in this interview indicated that they think he was making some of these delusions up of his. He has delusions. He invents stuff, such as he puts himself in the Boys on the Track murders. It's not. It didn't actually happen. He has nothing to do with that. Working for Pablo Escobar directly. Sorry, that didn't happen. He puts himself in these situations where he actually believes this stuff happens when it didn't happen. He's sadly delusional. I'm sure all the concussions he's had over the years plays a role in it. But I don't think at any point he was just making any of these crazy things up, like being Vince McMahon's brother, thinking that Vince McMahon Sr. had an affair with his natural mother. I honestly don't think he was doing these for payoffs, because I mean, I paid him for a couple of shoot interviews video, but other than that, all the audio interviews that he did with me, he just wanted to get his message and theories out there. It was not that he was doing it for money. And I know a lot of these other interviews that he's done, like for instance, the RF video one that he did with me, which was like a face to face one. I don't even know if he was paid it. I don't know what he was paid for that. I know I only did it to try and get him some extra money because I know he needed money at that time. He claimed he was rich and had all this money from his years of supposedly being a drug dealer. I've seen no evidence of that. He seemed to be very poor. Um, Again, I wish he had better representation, because I know that he wanted this dark side of the ring. He thought this was going to clear him. From what I understand, he was thinking, I don't want to be remembered like OJ Simpson, like the OJ Simpson of wrestling. I think Chris Benoit takes the cake on that, Billy. But I do think you're going to be remembered as the wacky person that ended up killing his wife. Sorry. I don't know how long your interview was. I understand that it was probably for half a day, but he thought that this interview was going to vindicate him. I don't think it did. So it's a very sad situation. Yes, it was released tonight. This is my review of it. I mean, overall, I have found a way to watch them now, so I might do more reviews. Overall, was it entertaining? Yes. Yes, it was entertaining. I wish they had got more of my perspective of it, because I actually knew him. And here's the thing. As I mentioned, he called me the day of the killings, actually about 45 minutes before the gunshots went off, according to the news. He always said to me that he was going to call me before he did anything. And when he was saying that, he was saying it as if I was thinking he may call me before he's going to kill himself or something. I wish I had answered that phone that day, because if there was anything I could have done to talk him down, I wish I could have done it. I think if he had got through to me, I could have at least delayed things a day, however uptight he was. I know something bad had happened in the couple of days before that, and it's just unfortunate. The family did contact me and tell me that they had been trying to get her away from him. So it's not like a situation, from my understanding, that like the family didn't want to take care of her if he couldn't take care of her. I never met her. I don't know what level of dementia she had. But it's a horrible situation. The only good thing about it, and I still care about the guy. I truly think he has mental health issues. I don't know the exact situation on like, and again, now if Chris Jericho sees this, I understand your situation with Benoit more. How you can think it's not Chris Benoit that did those murders. Because as they mentioned in this with Billy, he has a soft side, he has a caring side. But the decision he made on this day to kill his wife was not a good decision. If there was some type of pact, I don't know if he ever got it recorded. But it's just that's not the way you handle it. And and now he's in a situation where I don't think he's going to see the light of day again. Um, if I ever go out to Oregon, I'm sure I will try and see him, just because I'd like to hear what happened that night from the horse's mouth. He didn't say much about what happened in this case, in the video, in the Dark Side of the Ring video. There is some allusions to the Boys in the Track stuff, which again, I don't think he I think the whole Boys in the Tracks thing is completely him being delusional. And I did talk to the investigator, the private investigator that I think Linda Ives was her name, hired to do private investigating work on the situation. And he had interviewed Billy. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, think Billy just invented that whole thing, putting himself there. But yeah, he has a good side. I think this is purely mental health issues. This was not a thought out decision. He may, in my opinion, he may have thought he was doing good, which is why I believe it's good now that he's somewhere where this can't happen again, because it's the there's when you get to the level where you're killing people and thinking it's for the benefit of everybody, um, you become a dangerous person. So horrible situation all around. Sorry to her family. I don't think there's anyone left in his family. I know he had a son at one point. He always said on record he thought of me as a son. We were that close. I'm all the two people that I was close with in this season's Dark Side of the Ring were Billy Graham, who I literally looked up to him as a grandfather, and I think he looked at me as almost a grandson type figure. And Billy Jack, I was quite close with. Um, it was longer and more equal with Billy Graham, where Billy Jack, I noticed he would call me and just keep me on the phone for hours at a time with some of his conspiracy theories. And I have to admit, this is really unfortunate, the day he called me when the murder took place, my mother was in my house. And the reason I didn't answer the phone was because she has a habit of keeping you on the phone for very long periods of time with conspiracy theories. And I didn't want to get into that type of conversation with my mother there. So that will always make me wonder if I could have made a difference. But he got his story out. He wanted the story out. I mean, you got to feel sad for him, but there is a woman that also passed away that had a family too, that was taken before her time. And you can't forget about that. As sad as it is for Billy, I don't know what state she was at. I know they were able to talk here and there. My grandmother had dementia too. I could never in a million years think of of killing my grandmother. And she had dementia, where she would not remember things from 10 or 15 minutes earlier. So just horrible situation. Let's all pray that better medications to deal with Alzheimer's and dementia come out there. And Billy, I mean, I truly think this is a pure mental health issue. God bless him. I'm I feel for him. From what I understand, he's liked. He's liked at the prison he's at. They think it's cool that there's an ex WWE guy. So that's good, but And the other good thing is he's not out there where this could happen again. But just a horrible situation. I'll remember that. I remember that day like it was yesterday. And it's just very sad day. So Dark Side of the Ring again. I mean, that's what I expected. Billy truly thought that they were gonna like post, and this is Billy's mind. He thinks they're just gonna post everything that he said. They have a time limit, and they're gonna make it however they want to make it. That's part of why they pay you. So it's too bad that this is not going to exonerate him like he thought it was going to. And I don't know if it's going to be good or bad for his case, but I would be shocked if he's ever released. To be perfectly honest, that's just my thoughts on the whole thing. Let me know what you thought of the episode.